and specifically in the geology department. When you most of these companies around here, and you ask them, how old is your geologist that's on your company's team? And most of them are going to be well over 55 years old.
Wow.
And if you look at the Colorado School of Mines and the School of Mines in Vancouver, which are a couple of the largest ones in North America, you know, their enrollment for geologists is very low. So that, you know, with resources becoming more expensive, you know, not just gold and silver, but anything that comes out of the ground, there's going to be a lot of great out there, and there's not nearly enough bodies to fill those positions. So there's a big gap in the market for geologists.
And this is something that's not being promoted. I mean, everyone is screaming about, you know, how they want a job, they can't find a job, the economy is bad. There are college kids graduating, they have these loans, they can't find a job. But no one is educating people about the opportunities that are available.
Sure.
You know, like I went to the Cirque du Soleil website, they're hiring, go join the damn circus. You know, you know, that's a job.
Sure.
you know, so I mean, I'm glad you're sharing this information because we want to educate people, and especially the young people, they're tomorrow's generation. And we need to see more of them educate themselves and get into gold and silver is not going anywhere.
No, absolutely
It's going to be around forever. And I kind of want you to expand on what we've been educating people as far as the dollar bill depleting and how it is so important to invest in gold and silver. It's not as expensive as people think it is, because you can get junk silver for about, you can get a roll of dimes for about 40, 50 bucks.
I like junk silver too, because junk silver has the lowest amount of premium than any silver that you can buy.
But Erica, what I want you to do, I want you to stress how important it is, because one day we're going to walk into the grocery store and they're going to tell us, we ain't taking your cash, we want gold or silver.
That's highly likely. Well, you know, the fact that very few people grasp is the fact that gold and silver, any precious metal, it takes blood, sweat, and tears to get that metal out of the ground. You know, you just can't create it like you can create dollar bills. You know, there's no printing press for gold.
It comes from the Creator above.
That's a fact. And there never will be a printing press for gold.
Thank you, Joshua.
So you know, that very fact right there, and the fact that there's more and more people on the earth all the time. Asia is growing like it is, and the Asians and the
everybody stop having sex. There's too many people on the earth.
The Asians and the Indians really understand gold and silver, especially gold.
Okay.
You know, there's a custom in India that, you know, if you get married, there's a lot of gold given to the bride's family.
Oh wow!
So, and that's going to keep happening. People are going to get married. That gold's going to keep having to be given. And that's just taking a lot of gold off the market. You know, China, you know, for so many years, China, they weren't allowed to own anything. And now China's grown to the point, and they have a semi-democratic government now, so the people of China all of a sudden can start owning their own house, they can start owning their own cars, and making their own investments. So they were under communism for so long, and now the country is so young there that all these young people are saying, wow, you know, I can live like the Westerners have lived. You know, I can have my own stuff and buy my own cars. And so those people are investing in gold because they understand that paper money will do nothing but decrease in value. You know, the U.S. dollar has done nothing but decrease in value since we were taken off the gold standard. If you look at how much the dollar has decreased in value since 1913, it's decreased about, I think it's around 80% in value since 1913.
Well, in layman's terms, 10 years ago, what $100 would buy is practically nothing today.
Oh, it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and 10 years ago, gold was $275 an ounce.
And now it's at $1,800.
It's almost 17 right now, so it's pretty close, and it's been around there. So.
And there have been predictions that in the next couple of years, especially with, you know, the election being next year, because Obama's up for re-election, it can go, you know, as high as $4,000 or $5,000 an ounce.
Very easily.
You know, it's getting to that point.
Well, there's a couple things that people don't know. that are very important to know. I don't know the derivatives market. You know, the derivatives market, what it basically is, or if anybody has ever heard of options, you know, you can buy an option on a stock, but a derivatives market is basically where people are allowed to buy and sell gold, but it's just paper, it's just contracts.
Right.
They never actually take delivery of the physical metal. And there's trillions and trillions of dollars. I think it's a $400 trillion market. It's the biggest market in the world, the derivatives market. And there's more paper that exchanges hands on gold than actual gold exists. So if at ever any point, people that are holding those derivative contracts, instead of wanting to keep them going or to let them cancel worthless, if they were suddenly to say, okay, I want to take physical delivery on this gold. If you had enough people do that at one time, and they suddenly, the world figures out, wow, we don't have enough gold to fill all these derivative orders, then there would be a derivative collapse. And that would be a global thing, and that would be a situation where gold would go to $5,000, $10,000 almost overnight.
Absolutely, because of the demand.
Absolutely. And
it's interesting that you mentioned that, because I was speaking with Randy Randall, who's the Assistant Vice President of Bank of Indianapolis, who I also met here, who was another sponsor of our coverage of the Michael Jackson birthday celebration. We were talking about the gold and silver debit card. And I want to get people confused, but what is happening, because there is a big demand for gold and silver in terms of it being the trade, in terms of you going shopping, the grocery stores, department stores are going to start taking it. They're going to offer a gold and silver debit card where whatever amount of gold and silver you have, it can be on this debit card, and you can use that card to shop. You know, they got it. The Luciferians got to get in on it.
Yeah.
You know, they have to get in on it. But I just find that very interesting, because that almost correlates to the paper that you were just talking about.
Sure, sure. Well, you know, it makes the gold and silver is just real money. You know, that's just the bottom line.
Absolutely. I know that Dr. Lee Warren, who is the founder and CEO of PLM, where I study about gold and silver, he had like a 1923 silver dollar, and it was worth 27 bucks. You know, it took 27 paper dollars to that one silver coin.
Sure.
And once again, you know, silver, for people who are on a budget, you know, maybe people who are middle class or low income, you can start a coin collection. You can go to some of the websites on the internet, and you can order coins. Like I ordered a 1943 dime from Willoughby and Ward, and I only had to pay $1.95 shipping and handling, because they send you the first coin free to start your collection.
Yeah.
It's simple things you can do. As you go about your day, in transactions of quarters and dimes and half dollars and silver dollars, look at the year. Silver coins that are 1964 and back are worth money. Hold on to them. You know, it's simple things you can do like that. You can find junk silver shops that have gold and silver. You can go there, you can make a $40, $50, $60 investment. Tell them, Eric.
Well, absolutely. You know,
you're the expert. I'm doing all the talking, but I want you to back me up and let people know that that this is real.
Just a little secret I know: if you go to purchase silver or gold, I would recommend you go to a coin shop in St. Louis, Missouri. There's a few of them.
Wow.
There. And the reason why I recommend you do that is because they won't charge you sales tax on the actual transaction. You know, I know in the state of Indiana, I'm pretty sure Illinois is the same. If you go buy a bunch of gold or silver, then you get charged sales tax. You know, but when you go to Missouri, you don't. So, you know, if you're making, you know, a substantial purchase, that sales tax can add up to thousands of dollars. So it's you know, if you're making a large enough purchase, it's worth your time to make a little trip down to St. Louis or anywhere in Missouri. It's, you know, it's all the same all over the state.
Now, Eric, I have one last question. Why do you feel not enough people are being educated about this? You guys have been doing this 30 years, and the media doesn't come out to support you. You're trying to educate people. You're trying to help people. You know, what is going on? They just want to dummy down society and not open people's eyes to what's going on. This is such an important event, and you advertise it, you let people know about it, but you know, only a select group of people come here. Why do you think that is?
Well, young people in school, I mean, even I graduated from high school in '93. I was never, in my economics class or any economics class I took in college, was never, gold and silver never came up except for it being referred to as an archaic relic, you know, something that they used to use in the old days to transact business. But and I think that that mindset has, you know, been taught to all the younger people. So not only that, but you know, gold and silver are the opposite of a bank. You know.
Oh, okay.
So you know, we're going against the grain.
Oh, I see.
And the bankers are, you know, they're the ones that pay the bills around.
Yeah, they pay the networks.
The big, you know,
Right.
the big firms. Mm-hmm. You know, they have companies that they have to help out. You know, they're involved with all big corporations. So even large brokerage firms really discourage the ownership of gold, silver, or gold stocks, silver stocks, any mining stock. They say, oh, it's too risky and stuff, you know, and you know, we've been telling people to buy those stocks for, my dad's over 30 years now, and if people would have listened, you know, they'd be millionaires by now. 'Cause
Battery just